guys, what's up? Good morning, sunshines. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sierra and I show you guys how to make baking masterpieces in your own kitchen. So if you're a home baker, make sure you subscribe. That way you don't miss any of my next videos. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a 3-tiered wedding cake. For the first part of this video, we're going to go over how to calculate your recipes, what tools and equipment that you're going to need, and the importance of baking ahead of time. So if that interests you, make sure to keep watching. If you do hear some background noises going on, it's because I have one baby that went to sleep and one baby that did not want to go to sleep. So I have him here in the bakery with me. Wow, very good. I love you. Wow. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to want to figure out is our recipe. And usually normal recipes will consist of either 2 9-inch round cake pans or 2 8-inch round cake pans. And when I do my calculations, I basically think of it as 9 plus 9 as 18. So we basically need pans that equal 18, if that makes sense. If you're following me, God bless you. If you're following me, leave it in the comments if you understand or not. Okay, so once you figure out if your recipe needs either 2 8-inch pans or 2 9-inch pans, you're going to want to figure out if you have those pans available for you. So like I said in the beginning, we are doing a 3-tiered cake. So that means you're either going to want to do like a 12, 9, 6, like we'll be working on today, or like a 10, 8, 6, or something like that, just in the general. If you guys want to purchase any of the pans that I have, I bought them off of Amazon. I'll leave it in the link in the description below. But these are just Wilton cake pans. And so I'm going to be using 12-inch, 9-inch, and 6-inch round cake pans today. A little advice: if you are going to be purchasing these pans, I would purchase 3 packs. I know that sounds like a lot, like Sierra, I don't know if I want to be doing this full-time or not. Well, if you're not going to be doing baking full-time or doing a lot of baking, then just buy one and you can just bake the cakes, wash the pans, and then put more batter in after. Or if you think you are going to be wanting to pursue your baking passion like I did, go ahead and buy at least 3 sets. That way you can save yourself time on baking and washing your dishes as well. Okay, you have your recipe, you have your cake pans. Now we need to calculate how many recipes we actually need to make this cake. I'm going to switch over to my paper and show you how I do my calculations. Alright, so let me know in the comments if you guys are confused or if you understand what exactly I'm saying. So like I said in the beginning, we're using a 6-inch pan, a 9-inch pan, and a 12-inch pan. Alright, so we're going to have 3 layers of our 6-inch. So it's going to be 6, 6, and 6. I'm going to want 2 layers just because I want a different, I don't want it to be like the same sizes. I want different sizes for these tiers. So I'm going to have a 9-inch and a 9-inch. So only 2 layers of the 9-inch pans. And then the 12-inch, I want 3 layers. So 12, 12, and 12. So just to make this a little more easier to see, we have 6, 6, 6, 9, 9, 12, 12, and 12. Alright, and I know that my chocolate cake recipe is enough for 2 9-inch cake pans. And I know, like I said in the beginning, it's going to equal 18, right? 9 plus 9 equals 18. So that is 1 recipe. Now also 6 plus 6 plus 6 is also 18. So that's going to equal 1 recipe. And now we have 12 plus 12 plus 12, which equals 36. And 18 plus 18 is 36, so that's 2 recipes. Let me know if you guys are following along right now. So in total, we have 4 recipes that we will need to make. Now this is just a maybe little disclaimer, I don't know if that's the right word, but with the Wilton cake pans and my particular chocolate cake recipe, I know for my 12-inch cake pans that the layers will bake up really thin. So I'm going to be adding an additional recipe just to fill up my 12-inch cake pan. So in total, I'm going to be using 5 recipes today. All right, and just to give you a little visual of what I meant by baking up thicker layers for my 12-inch, this right here is my 6-inch pan, and it's basically all the way to the top. This is my 9-inch pan, and that's also almost to the top. And because I was able to make an additional recipe for my 12-inch pans, I was able to make it a little thicker. Now imagine if I didn't add that extra recipe, my 12-inch layers would not even be halfway. And so that is the outcome of all of these, of 5 recipes. And here's Cooper. Hi, I love you. Alright, so we got the amount of recipe that we needed, right? We know that we need 5 recipes to make this 3-tiered cake. However, now we need to calculate all of the ingredients, and this is how I calculate it. I know there's more easier ways of doing so, but this is just what helps me get my calculations done every single time. So I'm gonna change my fractions into improper fractions. So we have 1.5 cups of flour here. So I'm just gonna go 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. So it's gonna be 3 over 2. 2/3 will stay the same. And then 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7 over 3. Now we're going to multiply it, okay? So we're going to multiply it by, we need 5 recipes, so I'm going to multiply it by 5 over 1. Alright, so we got 3 times 5 is 15 over 2 times 1 is 2. Do that with the next one. 2 times 5 is 10 over 3 times 1 is 3. 7 times 5 is 35 over 3 times 1 is 3. Alright, now we are going to change that back into a mixed number. So 2 can go into 15 7 times with 1 over 2. So 2 times 7 is 14 plus 1 is 15, so 15 over 2. That's correct. 3 can go into 10 3 times with 1 left over. So 9, 10 over 3, yep. 3 can go into 35 11 times with 2 left over, so 33 through 45 over. Okay, so in reality we will need 7.5 cups of flour. We will need 3 1/3 cups of cocoa, and then we'll need 11 2/3 cups of sugar. Okay, I know that's a bit confusing. If you understand, please let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, also leave your comments there. Leave your questions there. That way I can answer it as best as I can. Also, if you have any other recommendations other than like the digital cake recipe calculators, let me know how you guys calculate your recipes. Okay, and you're probably asking me, Sierra, what happens if I miscalculate? Well, it's always better if you have more cake batter, because then you can always put it in the freezer and leave it for a kid activity that you can do with your kids, just like this video here. Alright, so we have our recipe, we have the cake pans, and we calculated all of our ingredients, right? Now it's time to bake the cake. So if you guys are baking the cake, I would recommend baking it at least 2 days before your actual event or when the cake is due. That way you have probably a full day of baking, full day of decorating that cake. Alright, now our cakes are baked and cooled, so now it's time to wrap the cake. I'm going to put it in time lapse, that way you're not here forever, but I'm going to show you how I level my cakes, wrap them in plastic wrap, and then place them in the freezer. What did you ask me, bud? No, you can't have a piece yet. Okay, so this is how I level my cakes. If there is a dome that's not as flat as I would like it, I would just use my bread knife, and then I'm going to just cut along the top of this cake as flat as I can. Now you can use your turntable, and it's much easier. If you are going to use a turntable, you would just have your knife here and you spin your cake and you continue this motion, and before you know it, you'll get to the middle of the cake and then it'll be nice and level for you. Get all of this delicious cake scraps. Alright, and then don't ever throw your cake scraps away, because you can always make delicious cake pops or cakesicles or snack on it with ice cream. It's the perfect snack, so never throw your cake scraps away. Alright, so we have our cakes leveled, wrapped in plastic wrap, and I placed them on different sized cake boards. I will never stack a different size on top of another different size if they're not frozen, just because they're going to squish and all of the nice leveling that you did is going to be ruined. So we don't want to misshape any of these layers. We're going to place this into the freezer, and then we are going to end it for this video, and then on the next video I'm going to show you guys how I decorate this cake. Make sure you guys subscribe, that way you guys don't miss this next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day. God bless.